First, I want to say I am here in my personal capacity. My views are not to be construed as the views of the U.S. Army or the Department of Defense. Let me say up front that I don't believe any of this hearing is about a general who tried to influence congressional elections, because I think the evidence is clear that after the election, General Caldwell did not want the request to go to the DOD-IG. Some have mischaracterized my recommendation as one to investigate the ANA Surgeon General and other Afghans. That is not correct. My recommendation was for an investigation of the practices at NTMAC Stika, and the reasons are in my memo, which you have a copy of. On Wednesday, October 27, 2010, the Command IG, Colonel Fossil, briefed General Caldwell's deputy, Dr. Jack Kem, of the need for a DOD-ID investigation. The deputy declared this to be a, quote, no-brainer. Directed the Command IG to make the request to the DOD-IG to send a team here to Kabul. The request was made that day, and I was invited by Colonel Fossil to participate in a VTC the next day, on Thursday, which I did with some medical personnel and other IG personnel and DOD-IG personnel in Washington on the other end of the video conference. We were planning their trip to come to Camp Eggers. The next day, Friday morning, October 29th, I saw Colonel Fossil, and he told me that General Caldwell had returned to Camp Eggers and was furious about the request, and that he said it was terrible timing coming so close to the elections. Later that Friday night, General Patton held a meeting, which I attended with some other officers. General Patton started the meeting by informing the group that General Caldwell was upset about the DOD-IG request coming so close to the election, and we were to consider postponing it until afterwards. That comment confirmed to me what Colonel Fossil had said earlier in the day to me about Caldwell's election comment. Towards the end of the meeting, it was a long meeting, General Patton again mentioned the congressional elections and the possibility of postponing the request until after them. I voiced concern to him about the inappropriateness of allowing such considerations into the military decision-making process. General Patton said nothing in response and then continued with the meeting, calling out what he wanted to see accomplished as a result of the meeting. I do know that the request went forward. However, it went forward as an assistance request, not for an investigation, and there was to be no mention of the conditions at the hospital or the patients therein. It was to be strictly to look at the practices of procurement of pharmaceuticals. It was to be a logistics issue.